Primus 1873, or Baz, as he would say. Doing the TFYTC homework at the moment. I'd quite like to get the TFYTC rocking and rolling again, but life was already strange, and then something happened that made it even more strange. Today is my birthday. It's not really a... He asked the question, do your toys need to look pretty, essentially? The actual title of the video, which is just there, is TFYTC, what it looks like, and does it matter? Now, he asked the question, does it need to look like it looks in the media? Now, as Fingers on Plastic said, the answer is yes, and the answer is no, all at the same time. And the one thing that I've realised is that the difference in me and the way I collect things is absolutely fundamental in all of this at the moment, because something that I've realised about me is that while bleating on for ages and ages and ages that other people are shit and saying that people are sheep and all of that sort of stuff and being quite aggressively profound about my idea of what people are doing, I didn't quite realise that I was inherently being the one thing that I hated, which was trying to get people to have fun the way that I have fun. And that's the worst thing that you can possibly do. And the one thing that I've learned through all of this, I'm going to use Tony Thrussell as an example. Watch one of Tony's videos when he talks about a sound wave. Watch one of Tony's videos when he talks about G1. Watch Tony's video when he talks about TFN. Watch Tony's video when he talks about his Black Zarak. He fucking loves it. He loves it. He loves it to the point where if he were to change the way he did things, it would spoil it for himself. Tony said in a video the other day that if a toy isn't made by Hasbro and it's not a Transformer, then it's not a Transformer. It's a transforming toy robot. Now, that sentence drives me insane, because the part of me that loves all the things that I'm about to show you wants everyone else to understand why I love the things that I love. But I love the things that I love. And I've realised quite profoundly recently that because I love the things that I love doesn't mean to say that other people should love them in the same way. What is important to me is that you love something. Preferably robots, because this is about robots. But what I hate is apathy. I've been very close to apathy recently. I've seen apathy firsthand. It drives me crazy, because whether you love music or robots or cars or anything, you should always love something, because that's what makes you who you are. People say that you shouldn't be defined by the things that you do, but I wholeheartedly believe that you should be defined by the things that you do, because as long as you do them properly, you should be absolutely bang on into it. Now, let me show you some examples of why I love the things that I love and why I think toys being pretty makes a big difference. Hasbro's Age of Extinction, top of the line, good as it gets, really, really big box, loads of chrome, Optimus Prime from Transformers Age of Extinction. This toy sucks. Even when it came out and everyone looked at it, everyone was like, this is terrible. I'm not sure how we're supposed to be marketing this. This, let me press the button on my camera. Oh no, look at you. Now this toy is covered in dust, and that's because all of my Optimus Primes are just over there. If I could just, there we go. All of my Optimus Primes are just over there. I've had quite a major jiggle around with my Optimus Primes. I had 100 or so in there, and I've put that down to maybe 30 because I've just put the ones that I like out on display, which was a very brave thing for me to do, because it's been a very distinct change in my collecting mental state. The reason I wanted to show you that is because this is Unique Toys Challenger, a toy that I've showed you many times before. I've done a review of it. If you look on my channel, there's a review of me turning it into a truck. The truck is as beautiful as the robot. The truck is as beautiful as the robot. But this is the toy that I just showed you. Now, granted, this is the difference that 2 years more research does in how to make something. However, I, as of today, right now being my birthday, am a 45-year-old man that still likes transforming robot toys, because I had transforming robot toys when I was a boy. I cannot justify in my head displaying that piece of Hasbro shit that was showed earlier. It's disgusting. It's the worst of the worst. I have proudly had this on display for a little while in my house because I could not love this more. And if I were to put this in front of someone that came to my house and said, look at my reproduction of my beautiful movie toy, they would say wow and think that it's some sort of little statue, wouldn't they? This is a display piece. This is third party augmenting your house. This is, instead of having decorations or lamps that you just spent a fortune on, this is what me and Emily choose to put in our house. I love this lots. Now for where it gets a little bit tricky, because I'm going to show you Transformers movie masterpiece Optimus Prime. Now there's nothing wrong with this toy. This is quite a nice toy. If I hold it close to you like that and then press the button on the screen, look, see how it changes if you get the right gear. That is very nice. It's got the yellow on there. It's got the chesty bits. It's got all the things that I need it to have. Boink. It's too small. So because I am a sick, dirty movie-verse fuck. Whoa! Oh my god! Now this I would quite happily display in my house as a display piece. If this did not exist, and I've got to put this down. This is a display piece. Instead of having a lamp, instead of having an ornament, instead of having do you know what I mean? It's like having a penguin in your house with Emily's got a penguin with a thing that comes out the top that turns it into a lamp. Grown-ups have fucking odd shit in their houses. They have a guitar that's actually a lamp, or a coffee table that's got some stylized thing. I've seen people with alloy wheels. The alloy wheel from their first car, painted nicely with the round glass thing on the top, turns into a coffee table. People do shit like that. This is the shit that I do. And look how just annoyingly beautiful this bad boy is. He's got the Dark of the Moon chest. I have a new one of these that I won in the raffle the other day. Thank you very much for the people involved. It's just so nice. And I can't have small things anymore. I can't have second-rate stuff. I can't have the slightly almost the best version of things anymore, because I am a 45-year-old man. I've got too many robots. We are about to stick a huge amount of robots up into the loft, which makes me feel sick and sad. And yet at the same time, because of the way things have gone in my life, I can't be penned in by this ridiculous collection anymore. If you watch Bobby Skullface recently, he's talked an awful lot about when you've got too many toys. Look at all this. When you've got too much stuff and you're struggling to display it so it looks nice, you don't own the collection owns you. And that is where I am. That's why it annoys me. Let people do what they want to do. Now I'm going to show one more thing. Jazz. I love Generation 1 jazz. I don't really care about Generation 1. It's not my thing. I used to go on about it all the time. I became a parody of my own passion about it. But I really like Generation 1 jazz. But if you look at what Hasbro offers us of jazz lately, it's awful. It's cheap plastic, it's poor quality joints, it's bad. It's just bad. When you look back at the Robots in Disguise stuff, it's bad. I don't know if Siege will have done one at the moment recently. It's all shit. It's shit. It's not shit. And that's the thing that's annoying me about me. In my soul, I look at it and think it's shit. Yet Ben Watson has got that stuff and thinks it's the best thing since sliced bread. And this is the change in me, in that I've had to take a really big, deep breath and just go, ooh, sir. And let him do what he wants. This is Make Toys Downbeat. This is the most jazziest jazz I have ever seen. Lots of people have got the other one. I know Dave Shotton recently has got the Zeta one that he's not particularly happy with because of reasons. And if you're going to get the definitive one of each one, I think this is the definitive jazz. Now the point stands again. Is this something that as a grown man I can put in my house and have someone visit and say to them, this is my passion, this is where my collection lies? Does this look like a toy that is made for a child, or is this a replica? Is this a replica of something that is important to me in my existence? I think yes. This is a replica. This is a adult collectible replica of something that I am passionate about. And that takes me on to something with regards to aesthetics that will change for me very, very soon. And if you want to ask Mr. Bisto Yeti, Mr. Richard Joseph Delafield, he bought the 3A Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie the other day, and it is not a transforming robot toy. And me and Emily both want that thing in our lives more than most of the transforming robots that we have, because the transformation side of it has dwindled. The Blitzwing that 3A have done from that film is a non-transforming robot. It's just a robot action figure. It's a transformer because it's licensed by Hasbro through 3A. It's got all the credentials that it needs, but it doesn't do the one thing that it's supposed to do. Lots of people say if it's not a transformer, I'm not interested in it. And to those people, again, I go back to where I was, and that you are entitled to your opinion. I encourage you to have your opinion. I have lost my way by forcing my opinion on other people, and have realised that it's a bad thing to do. So I can see in my future that aesthetics have become far more important than ratchet joints and stuff like that. Or more to the point, ratchet joints are very important if you have but the transformation. I need it to look like I want it to look. I need it to look like, as an adult, I can put it in a glass box in my house and have other adults come round and see something that I am proud to demonstrate to them, rather than something that just looks like a child's toy. And I have outgrown the child's toy, which in a way makes me sad. In a way is actually really, really good for my mental health, because I've always tried to collect everything. For a long time, I just wanted to collect the whole line. I would buy a whole line when it came out, and then I would get them all and transform them all once and put them on a shelf, and they would never ever move again. All of this chug stuff that I've got up here, 2/3 of it is meaningless. And 2/3 of that is meaningless, and I hate the conflict within me that a lot of that I just want to bin off and get rid of, because I want stuff in here that looks the way I want it to look, and most of that doesn't. Most of that looks like a child's toy, and I just look like a grown man playing with a child's toy, and that changes inside me and not in the community. The thing that I need to remember is that when someone is happy still playing with a child's toy, which you'd have spoken to 43-year-old Dave, he would have had a very, very different opinion. But aesthetics for me currently are the most important thing, because I have changed, not because the scene has changed, not because you should think a different way, because the way my brain interprets the purchases that I'm making is I have no nostalgia to G1. I don't want to own the things that I had when I was a child. I don't need to do that. I don't have a single toy left over from when I was a child. I like Transformers because I like Transformers, and I just want them to look the way my soul sees them. Not have them because it's the one I had when I was a child. That doesn't mean anything to me anymore. It's taken me a very, very long time to understand that difference in me. It's 15 minutes, I need to edit it down. It's my birthday. And yes, to everyone who wants to know, we're okay. I do look tired though.